Today is January 4th, 2024, and the dominant news this morning in the United States is who is an associate of Jeffrey Epstein, who is on his list, the list of people who knew nothing, who saw nothing, who flew on his planes, who visited his resorts, who got the massages from young girls, but thought everything was on the up and up. Who are those people? What this story is about is the massive corruption amongst America's power class. They live in a world apart from all of you. This is the most corrupt era in American society since at least the late 1880s or 1890s. There is no compare in the 20th or 21st century. This is similar to the type of corruption seen in the Russian oligarchy, where the richest and most elite in the society have completely opted out of any sense of morality, right and wrong. They are above it all. And that's what the Epstein story is about. It speaks to the sordid and sorry state of American politics, that a former president of the United States, the Duke of York, a member of the British royal family, Alan Dershowitz, and the list goes on and on. The faces, so many of them, are familiar. They are known. But this is how this world operates, hidden, invisible. This is the world where a Qatari agent or government minister hands off watches worth tens of thousands of dollars to crooked senators like Bob Menendez, all of them on the take. The result of America's corruptocracy is that it fuels a demagogue and an autocrat like Donald Trump. He is given a pass for his massive corruption because at least Trump doesn't engage in hypocrisy. He is exactly who he says he is, 100%. Trump's position is, I'm above the law. He's overt about it. Not so with so many of these other people. This sickness, this rot, this decay in our land is fueling a loss of freedom for all Americans. Now, who is in the Jeffrey Epstein registrar in the context of everything happening in the world is both a big thing, but a very small thing. In the Red Sea, the situation is escalating. The United States and the allies have given a final warning to Houthi rebels that they will be struck militarily if they attack more shipping. The situation in Israel and Gaza is dire. There is tremendous danger of this war escalating to the north in Lebanon, all across the Middle East. The flame is getting closer to the powder keg. In Venezuela, in Ukraine, 2024 is beginning in a season of war and chaos around much of the world. The American presidential campaign is less than 1 year away. The chief competitor to Donald Trump, who will be defeated badly, couldn't answer a question about what the cause of the American Civil War was. This is all part of the same type of awful corruption. And the threat isn't to a word, democracy. It's to a way of life. And that way of life is built around liberty and the pursuit of happiness. But it's been stripped away by the very same power class that's on the list of friends of Jeffrey Epstein. These people don't care about ordinary Americans. yet they control the lives of scores of tens of millions of them. Tens of millions of Americans can't open a bank account. They're deemed unworthy and thus are unbanked and pushed off to the usury interest rates of the credit card companies or the check cashing stores and the payday lenders. Democracy doesn't mean much to them. Probably doesn't mean a lot to the 34-year-old black woman in Ohio who is being prosecuted because she had a miscarriage and put the remains of the 21-week-old embryo into the toilet. Her charges are desecrating a corpse. Democracy probably doesn't mean very much to her. This election ahead needs to be fought over the meaning of America, where we are today, how we got here, but how do we get out of this, and where are we going? There are many, many days, and there will be many ups and downs over the course of this year before the next election. One thing is perfectly clear, though. This country is in crisis because its elites, the people who are on the Jeffrey Epstein list, have gone completely out of control. And the result is everywhere you look. Chaos in the world. 1 million dead from opioids in the United States. 40% of the country that doesn't have $400 available in the case of an emergency. And an absolute collapse of faith and trust in institutions, in leaders, and in our political system. That's what the Jeffrey Epstein list is about. Maybe all of those people had no idea what was going on, but they didn't. Many of them knew. But they looked away because rules are for you, not for them. Right and wrong is something that they are above. And those people have wrecked the lives of tens of millions of Americans who worked hard, who played by the rules, and were sold out by the taker class who always wanted more.